I've been doing SEO for over 10 years, and I run a 7-figure agency that ranks local clients in some of the most competitive markets. And if there's one thing that I've seen hold freelancers, agency owners, and people new to SEO back the most, it's not Google. It's bad beliefs. SEO isn't hard. It's not rocket science. It's just clouded by BS advice and people repeating things they heard back in 2015. So if you've ever felt like you're doing everything right and still not getting results, this is why. I once heard a well-known influencer in the SEO space admit that their blog was designed to make SEO sound just hard enough that readers would give up and hire them instead. That's the dirty secret of most SEO content. It's not meant to actually help you succeed. It's meant to keep you confused and dependent. So don't trust everything you hear, honestly, including this video. Now look, I have a school community that I want you to join, so yes, I have a financial investment here too, but at least I'm telling you about it, right? The difference is, in my community, you can ask questions, get real answers, and see what's actually working for people like you. Now I'm going to show you the exact ChatGPT prompts that I use to break through these myths. The same prompts that my 7-figure agency uses every single day. I'm going to give you a few right here in this video, I'll show them to you, but I have put together a complete prompt library in my school community for anyone who wants to skip the trial and error. Link is in the description. So let's start with the first myth, and probably the one I hear most. SEO takes 6 to 12 months before you see results. Let me show you exactly why this is garbage. I had a plumber, a client in Plano, Texas, local business, and they'd been told by their previous SEO agency to be patient. Results take time. They're averaging position 17 across their target keyword, plumber, Plano. Do you know what happened when we switched to what actually works? And here's the same map just 2 weeks later, averaging position 2.35. Same business, same Google, same competition. The only thing that changed was we stopped following outdated advice. So what did we do differently? We focused on building out what I call the core 30, using ChatGPT combined with strategic GPP optimization. We leveraged Screaming Frog, GMB Everywhere, and a tailored ChatGPT prompt to condense hours of manual analysis work into just minutes, clearly outlining the exact content you need and how to link it effectively to dominate local competitors by building the topical relevance that Google wants to see on your website. So this is my school community. All of the prompts are under additional resources from YouTube. The one that I'm going to talk about here is local website SEO analysis prompt. So we're going to use these couple of Screaming Frog files, fairly easy to get. If you know how to use Screaming Frog, it's a free tool. Then we're going to fill in the GPP primary category, secondary categories, services, and run this prompt. I know ChatGPT and Claude are both capable of crawling the internet, but if you don't feed it these Screaming Frog files, they tend to make it up. Let me show you the full prompt. You can grab a screen cap here and use it on your own, or join the community if you want access to it there. Now, running that prompt and carefully following the content and linking recommendations that it will generate will give those ranking results in just 2 weeks. But here's where most people waste their time instead. This second myth, you need tons of backlinks to rank. While everyone is out there chasing links, I think about links for local SEO into 2 categories. Now, the first category I basically refer to as this isn't AI slop category, and that's just one link per URL. Google still uses external links as a sign of quality, but I don't need 20 of them. Just one is okay to show that it's a quality content. And the second type of link is, okay, let's build trust. So that's hyper-local, powerful links like joining the local chamber of commerce, youth sports league sponsorships, local festival sponsorships, things like that. Now, most freelancers waste time chasing random links when they haven't fixed basic on-page citations or categories first. So here's the prompt that we use at my agency to find sources for these hyper-local links. So this is the prompt here. After you run this prompt, you're going to receive a long prioritized list of powerful local links that you can get usually by just sponsoring an event or a charitable organization local to this business. Again, you'll have to replace Chicago, you'll have to replace the type here, but beyond that, let me show you the full prompt so you can freeze frame and grab it if this is something you want. Incredibly powerful to be able to just run this prompt and have most of your local links taken care of. But even with the right links, most people are still thinking about Google wrong, which brings me to the third myth. SEO is all about keywords. So here's where it gets interesting. We track 2, maybe 3 keywords for a local SEO client. If we can rank them for the primary category and city, most of the time, we're going to also rank them for pretty much every keyword they care about. Primary category is the most competitive. All those local long-tail keywords and semantically relevant keywords are almost always less competitive than this primary category. Google will recognize the semantic relevance, so if we rank for the most competitive one, we're usually going to rank for all of them. If someone talks to me about pitching a 3 keyword package, honestly, it's time to just move move on. Don't even talk to that person anymore. That's just not how Google works. 2018 called, it wants its SEO offer back. For local, keyword research is super simple. We really don't spend much time on it at all. GBP primary category, city name. And this connects me to the fourth myth that honestly just makes me angry. Content is king. Just keep blogging. If you're a local business owner and you've been blogging once per week since forever, I'm sorry, but you've been wasting your time. Weekly blogging is the biggest time waster that poor SEO practitioners have forced on business owners, thousands of hours lost to blogs that no one reads and Google just doesn't care about. Yes, we need to produce content, but that content needs to have one of two very specific goals in mind. We're either going to improve topical relevance or we're going to improve geographic relevance. I have taken on so many clients who'd been blogging for years with terrible looking local rank maps because blogging doesn't build relevance in the way that Google understands it. Building relevance means targeting specific GBP categories and services in a hierarchical internal linking structure. Just please stop blogging. But even when people create the right content, they obsess over the wrong metrics, which brings me to myth number 5. Ranking number 1 is always the goal. So here's what actually matters once you're visible. There is essentially no benefit to ranking your Google business profile number 1 or number 2 or number 3 in the maps. Once you're ranked in the top 3, your review quantity and quality is going to be much more important in determining how many calls you're going to get. If you're number 3, that's awesome. You should basically spend no time, no effort trying to move into position 2 or even position 1. Focus on building more and better reviews than your other 2 competitors in the top 3. Consistently getting calls, answering them, and serving your callers well will get you better ranking. Modern Google works on goal completion. Google wants its users to have an excellent experience so they come back. Not them calling you and then you not answering the phone is a bad experience. So this brings me to the 6th myth. SEO is set it and forget it. A lot of people think that once they rank, they're done. But SEO is not a one-time checklist. It's an ongoing process. And the process is actually easy. Assuming your client has a rank map that's mostly in the top 3, mostly green, all you need to do is run that rank report every week or 2. Any dot slips to yellow, 4th or higher, no problem. Produce an article about that dot, look for a neighborhood, park, city hall, any geographic landmark near that dot. Write an article with the target keyword, GBP primary category, geographic milestone, and link it into your website to build geographic relevance. Then source a quality external link to it. That simple process will keep your green rank map green for as long as you keep doing it. But before you can maintain rankings, you need to avoid this outsourcing trap. Myth number 7, you can just outsource everything overseas. I see this mistake all the time. Cheap SEO labor without any strategy equals weak results. Tools and VAs can help you, but they can't think for you. And ChatGPT is an excellent source of insight and help. But ChatGPT can't do SEO for you. It isn't an SEO expert, however much I wish it was. I can't tell you how many times I've asked ChatGPT to crawl a website and give input, and it just lies. It uses heuristics, it makes things up, it hallucinates. It feeds me an analysis that just isn't true. ChatGPT is an incredible tool when it's used by an expert who can call its mistakes and have it correct them. But when beginners who don't know SEO use ChatGPT, well, that's good news for the rest of us. It's going to so often lead people in the wrong direction if they're not using the right prompts. So speaking of relying heavily on one platform, myth number 8, just optimize for Google. Now this used to be true. Even as recently as a year and a half ago, this was pretty much true. But here's what most people miss. You do need to optimize for Google, of course, but you also need to optimize for Google's users and for ChatGPT and other AI programs. If you're just focused on optimizing for Google, you might rank in the top 3 briefly. But as soon as Google sends people to your website and they start bouncing, you're going to lose rank. I mentioned this before. Think of modern Google like a goal completion engine. It wants to serve its users their goal as fast as possible. Anyone telling you to optimize your website for dwell time is living in 2017. Google doesn't care about dwell time because its users don't. Someone someone struggling to find their goal, their answer on your website and spending 3 frustrating minutes there is not a good sign. Spending 20 seconds on your website, closing the browsing tab and moving on with their life is a good sign that they found exactly what they're looking for and that they found it fast. That feeds Google's goal completion engine. Also, make sure that you build local presence everywhere. Apple Maps, Bing Places, Yelp, Facebook. These so-called super citations is going to build trust with ChatGPT and allow ChatGPT to recommend your business much more often. And this connects to another volume mistake that I see constantly. Myth number 9, the more pages, the better. This drives me crazy because honestly, if it's cheap and it's easy, it just won't work for SEO. Because if it were cheap and easy, everyone would be ranking, but there's only 3 spots. Now, when it came out in November of 2022, ChatGPT basically made content free. So volumes of content just don't work anymore. Honestly, the most common issue new clients to my SEO agency have is index bloat. I'll see a client coming to me with 850 or more indexed pages for something as simple as a local carpet cleaning service, while their top 3 competitors have fewer than 40 pages indexed. It's a clear sign of a business owner who's been led down the wrong path. For 90% of businesses, in 90% of markets, we want 40 or so indexed pages. That's enough to rank, enough to build topical and geographical relevance. It's enough to meet users' needs and give them every reason to call you. Now, if you're still holding on to 850 pages of 500-word blog posts from 5 years ago, Google's helpful content update last summer of 2024, stopped rewarding content by volume. So honestly, remove it all. Consolidate the content into clear, relevant categories and services that your audience cares about to build topical authority, then source quality external links and watch your rankings go up with less content. Okay, this brings me to the most controversial myth, and I'm gonna get hate for this in the comments. Myth number 10, reviews are important for local SEO rankings. Reviews, I'm sorry, they just are not a major ranking factor for local SEO. Now, in fact, I'd argue that this myth started because some SEO agencies are snake oil salesmen. If I rewind 10 years, back to when I didn't actually know how to rank sites, and I'd landed a local SEO client, I was charging them every month, but the ranking wasn't improving. Now, I wouldn't want to blame myself, right? Instead, I would much rather blame my client. Well, Mr. Client, you aren't ranking because you need more reviews, and your page speed is too slow. It's not my fault. You need to go and fix those other things. Now look, I can't say how many times I've seen businesses with 20 reviews outrank other businesses with thousands. Yes, once you're in the top 3, reviews are important for conversion. I talked about that. But if you're not in the top 3, reviews are not important. And if your current SEO agency is saying that you're not ranking because you need more reviews, you need to find a new SEO agency. Now here's the thing. I've shown you 2 of my proven ChatGPT prompts in this video, but these are just the beginning. I have many more tested prompts in my school community's prompt library. Prompts focused on content optimization, technical SEO fixes, local citation building, and every aspect of ranking that actually matters. These prompts aren't going to generate random AI outputs that might work. These are the exact prompts that my 7-figure agency uses every single day, tested on hundreds of clients across every local industry you can imagine. If you want to skip years of trial and error and get access to this complete prompt library that's already proven to work, I'll put a link in the description so you can join the community. But knowing what works is only half of the battle. In this next video, I'm going to show you exactly how to implement these strategies with the complete local website structure my agency uses to get clients ranking fast. You'll see the step-by-step process, the internal linking strategy, and how to build those core 30 pages that Google actually wants to see. Click here to watch that next.